Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so you've given us a really interesting set of sources here, all focused on, well, what a lot of people call the holy grail of modern business, inbound marketing.
That's right.
The idea itself, attracting customers with valuable content instead of just interrupting them. It sounds great, powerful even.
Mm-hmm.
But we know, and the sources really hammer this home, that actually doing it successfully, that can quickly become, overwhelming. Lots of information, maybe some expensive mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. It's true. Inbound marketing, or IM, as we'll probably call it, it's not like a quick campaign you just run. It's really a long-term strategic shift.
A shift, right.
And yeah, the sources are clear. You can start laying the groundwork yourself. But if you want faster success, if you want to actually measure what's working, you need some help. Accelerators, you could call it.
Accelerators, I like that. And that's really our mission today, isn't it? To kind of cut through all that noise and pinpoint those 3 essential helpers. Based on the research you sent over, these are the things that make getting IM results easier, definitely faster, and crucially, more scalable.
Yeah, so we're going to structure this deep dive around those 3 paths to acceleration. First up, where can you get the knowledge you need right away? Online education.
Okay.
Second, what are the essential software tools? The tech you need for tracking and automation.
Right.
And third, when does it make sense to bring in outside help? And how do you pick the right agency if you go that route? Because that can be tricky.
Got it. Okay, let's dive into helper number 1 then, the power of online education. So if you're just starting out, like you said, it can feel paralyzing, so much info out there. Where do the sources say you should look first for structured learning?
Well, the sources really stress that, while blogs and random articles are fine, you need structure, something measurable. So if you want that structured learning, maybe without signing up for a whole university course, platforms like Udemy come up. You just search inbound marketing, find courses, different prices, often discounts. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, Udemy.
And YouTube, of course. I mean, it's a treasure trove of free courses. Just search the term. Knowledge really is just a click away.
Yeah, I remember when I first started looking into this stuff, just finding a starting point felt like the hardest part. It sounds like the trick is avoiding that, endless Google search rabbit hole and finding something more curated.
Exactly. Curated is a good word. And if we have to single out the most valuable resource mentioned again and again in the material, it's overwhelmingly the HubSpot Academy.
HubSpot Academy. Okay, so what's the big deal with their free education compared to, say, paying for a course somewhere else? What's the strategic edge?
Well, what's really interesting is, first off, it is completely free. No catch there. And it offers both, short, easy-to-digest lessons and longer, full certification tracks.
Right.
It's really comprehensive. Covers the main IM strategy, obviously, but also all the related bits, content creation, email marketing, social media, you name it. But the real game changer, it's the certificates.
Okay, the certificates. That sounds like a key takeaway for you listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you finish the lessons and you do the exercises, which is important, they make sure you can actually apply it, not just memorize theory.
Right. Practical skills.
HubSpot Academy issues official certificates. And that piece of paper, full digital paper, it's actually huge. It tells potential employers or partners or clients, hey, this person actually knows how to do this stuff.
Not just talk about it.
Exactly. And you get that proof, that expertise, without spending a penny. It just instantly levels up your foundational knowledge base.
That's pretty smart on HubSpot's part, really. Give away the knowledge, build a skilled user base for your platform. Okay, so with that knowledge foundation hopefully getting solid, let's move on. Helper number 2. Essential marketing software and tools. We said IM is long-term, so you need tools, right? Tools to speed things up and track how you're doing.
And this leads us straight into this idea that comes up constantly in your sources, the integrated sort of all-in-one solution. And the name that dominates here is, again, HubSpot.
HubSpot again. So the sources seem to position it as the central brain for the whole IM process. Can you break down its main job?
Yeah, its primary role strategically is managing that whole customer life cycle. It's designed to turn website visitors into actual leads, usually through content, like blogging.
Okay.
And then it uses pretty sophisticated automation and workflow systems to, nurture those leads, guide them along until they become paying customers. The idea is to replace that messy situation where marketers are trying to duct tape 5 different tools together that don't talk to each other.
Right, the Frankenstein system. I get the appeal. But, the sources are so positive about this integrated approach. I got to ask, is there any mention of the downside? Like the risk of putting all your eggs in one basket. Vendor lock-in.
That's a really fair question. The sources seem to suggest that risk is sort of lessened by some of HubSpot's specific design choices.
Like what?
Well, the compatibility thing is key. They stress you don't usually need to, scrap your whole website and start over. HubSpot is designed to integrate pretty seamlessly into your existing site. It works with it, keeps your original look and feel.
Ah, okay.
That definitely lowers the barrier to entry, that initial risk.
Yeah, that avoids that massive headache where adopting new marketing tech means a 6-month website redesign project.
Yeah.
Okay, what about actually handling the people, the inquiries, the customer journeys?
They cover that nurture side pretty directly. HubSpot has built-in chatbot features, which are, essential now for answering those common repetitive questions up front.
Frees up human time.
Exactly. And it acts as a kind of passive lead collector, too. But crucially, they also include a service ticket system.
Hold on, a service ticket system? That sounds like something for, IT help desks. How does that fit into marketing?
Yeah, it sounds like that, but it's about context here. In the IM world, that service ticket system often functions as personalized support for the customer, helping them maybe with complex questions about the product they're considering or guiding them through using it, or even helping them navigate their specific journey with your company.
Ah, okay.
It's all part of that seamless customer relationship management, this CRM side of things.
Yeah.
Managing all those interactions.
So connecting the automation with that kind of personalized support, that's clever. Okay, let's talk about the engine. Content. If content is king in inbound, how does HubSpot help with getting found with SEO?
Well, the platform itself is really built with modern SEO in mind. It has its own blogging system, it's responsive, all that baseline stuff. But the big thing they highlight is how it uses topic clusters.
Topic clusters. Explain that.
So instead of just writing random blog posts, you organize them.
Yeah.
You have one main central pillar page about a big topic. Then you create lots of related, more specific posts, the cluster content, that all link back to that main pillar page.
Okay.
This structure signals to search engines like Google that you have real depth, real expertise on that entire topic. It's specifically designed to help your content rank much better than just, isolated articles scattered around.
So each piece kind of boosts the authority of the others.
Precisely. And then the marketing automation feature is what weaves it all together. You set up these custom workflows maybe based on what someone downloaded or what pages they visited.
Right.
You define the rules once, and then the system handles tasks like sending personalized weekly content emails or targeted promotions or follow-up reminders.
Yeah.
All based on the user's actual behavior.
Okay, that makes sense. But I think the biggest difference the sources pointed out, the thing that really caught my eye was about analytics. Why should someone listening who probably uses Google Analytics already care about how HubSpot does reporting?
Yes. This is probably the core strategic takeaway when it comes to the software piece. Standard analytics, like Google Analytics, are great at telling you where your traffic came from. Search, social, email ads. That's top-of-funnel stuff. HubSpot's analytics and reports, according to these sources, go much deeper into behavior. It doesn't just tell you the source. It tracks which specific pages those leads visited after they got to your site, what forms they filled out, what emails they opened, what content they engaged with.
Wow, okay, so it's mapping the whole journey, not just the doorway they came through.
Yeah, exactly. And that gives you critical behavioral data. You can actually trace back which pieces of content, which emails, which pages really influence someone to become a customer.
Ah, I see.
That lets you optimize your content, your workflows with much more precision. It connects your marketing activities directly to revenue in a way that's often hard to do with separate tools. That's highlighted as a massive differentiator.
Okay, so HubSpot emerges as this kind of comprehensive brain, really focused on integration, automation, and that deep behavior tracking. But inbound marketing feels like it needs a whole toolbox. Does the all-in-one platform do literally everything, or are there still gaps where you need specialized tools?
That is exactly the right question to ask.
Right.
These integrated platforms are powerful, definitely. But sometimes you do need deeper dives, more specialized insights for specific areas. For a truly complete strategy, the sources say you often need some secondary tools. Focus tools.
Okay, so what kind should we be looking for to complement something like HubSpot?
Well, first, think about even deeper user behavior analysis. Beyond just knowing which pages they visited, sometimes you need to know how they interacted with those pages, physically.
Yeah, like where they clicked, where their mouse moved.
Precisely. That's where tools like Hotjar or MouseFlow come in. They give you things like heat maps, session recording. You can literally watch recordings of user sessions. This helps you fine-tune your website design, your calls to action, based on how people are really using the site.
Okay, that's fascinating. So deeper behavior analysis, what else? We've collected leads, we're nurturing them. Communication must be key.
Absolutely. The CRM customer relationship management component is vital. MailChimp gets mentioned for efficient email campaigns and tracking, and it does have a CRM section now, which is fine for many.
Yeah.
But for companies maybe with more complex sales processes or really long-term relationship tracking needs, the sources often recommend dedicated, more robust CRM systems. Like ZooHO CRM is one example mentioned. You need something that can scale as your customer relationships get more involved.
Makes sense. Okay, behavior, communication. What about the absolute foundations? Creating the content and making sure Google finds it.
Right. If content is your main inbound play, WordPress is still often recommended as the best platform for actually creating that content, especially blogs. It's just so flexible, so SEO friendly, great for making content findable.
Still the king for content creation itself.
Often, yes. And critically, something often overlooked but called essential in the sources, Google Search Console.
Wait, Google Search Console? Why do I need that if I have HubSpot Analytics and maybe Google Analytics? Isn't that redundant?
Not at all. Because Search Console is your direct communication line with Google's search engine itself. It tells you the exact search queries, the keywords people typed into Google to find your site.
Ah, okay. The actual words they use.
The actual words. That information is pure gold. HubSpot might tell you traffic came from organic search, but Search Console tells you they found you by searching for best CRM for small startups or whatever it was.
I see the difference.
It helps you spot gaps, understand user intent, and plan your future content topics much more effectively. You're ensuring you create what your audience is actively searching for, not just guessing.
That feedback loop is crucial. Okay, this all paints a picture of a pretty complex system, which brings us perfectly to helper number 3, selecting the right inbound marketing agency. When you look at the software complexity, the constant need for quality content, the deep analytics, you called IM a large system. And sometimes trying to build and manage that whole system internally just leads to that slow, expensive trial and error cycle we mentioned. Bringing in experts seems logical.
It can be. Outsourcing can give you, immediate access to people who've done this before, tested strategies, specialized knowledge. But, and this is a but the sources emphasize, picking an IM agency isn't like hiring someone for a one-off project, like designing a logo or running a quick ad campaign.
How so?
You're hiring a partner for the long haul. Remember, IM takes time. So the sources give 2 really key things to look for when you're vetting an agency to make sure you get a strategic partner, not just a vendor.
Okay, crucial distinction. Let's start with the first one, their track record. How do you measure experience effectively when it's about long-term results?
So yeah, you ask about past clients, look at case studies, see their achievements. That's standard. But the crucial question, the one the sources say you must ask, is about client retention.
Client retention, how long their clients stick around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because inbound often takes, say, 6 months, maybe even a year, to show really significant measurable results. So you need to ask, how long, on average, do your clients stay with you?
And what's the magic number? What are we looking for?
Well, there's no single magic number, but clients who've been with the agency for a year or more, that's a strong signal. It shows they're delivering on the long-term promise, not just making a good first impression.
Right. They're seeing results, so they stay.
If an agency has really low retention, like clients leaving after 6 months, that might be a red flag. Maybe they're good at the sales pitch, but not at delivering that sustained growth IM is supposed to bring. In this game, longevity with clients often equals real, tangible results.
That's a really smart strategic metric for you listening to use. Okay, what's the second key thing to look for in a true partner agency?
It's about the after-sales service and the ongoing consultation. You have to remember, this relationship is continuous. It's not a one-time purchase. So the agency must provide excellent ongoing support. They need to give you detailed answers to your questions, not just brush you off. They should offer continuous, comprehensive advice. Are they willing to really dig into your system, audit things, answer tricky questions about workflow setups?
They need to be more than just campaign runners.
Exactly. They should almost function like an extension of your own marketing team. They're selling expertise and sustained attention, not just a packaged product. That level of service is critical.
And the sources actually provided a good sketch of what that kind of gold standard agency profile might look like. It wasn't just about being old, but having specific capabilities.
Right. A strong profile based on the material would show, yeah, maybe significant overall experience, say 12 plus years perhaps, but also prove they can handle businesses of different sizes, small and large, and importantly, a specialized commitment, like being an official HubSpot partner, for instance.
Why is that partner status important?
Because it usually means their team has been specifically trained, tested, and certified on the leading IM platform and its methodologies. It signals they have deep expertise in the actual tools and best practices, not just general marketing knowledge.
Okay, that makes sense. So pulling this all together for the listener, for the learner out there, we've covered getting educated quickly, often for free. We've talked about implementing integrated software like HubSpot as the strategic core. And then when needed, bringing in specialized external help, but vetting them very carefully.
Yeah, the synthesis seems to be that if you genuinely believe in the inbound approach, the sources basically say, the time to start is now. You can begin with that free education, use some foundational tools. Then, as you grow, you can scale up using integrated software to get efficient.
Yes.
Or, if you have the resources, you could potentially leapfrog some steps by finding a really good agency partner right away, one that meets those high standards we talked about. Proven results, long retention, deep consultative support.
Okay, so multiple paths depending on your situation. Here's a final, maybe provocative thought for you, the listener. It's Shuan. We see these powerful platforms like HubSpot getting more and more integrated, constantly adding new features, AI assistance, even deeper tracking. And we see this wealth of free, high-quality learning like the HubSpot Academy. So for you personally or for your business, where is that tipping point? When does relying on these increasingly sophisticated, integrated tools start to outweigh the cost and maybe even the need for specialized agency help? What's the ideal balance look like for someone starting their inbound marketing journey today? Something to think about. Thank you for providing us with such great material for this deep dive.